Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. The crisis in Rivers State has taken a different dimension politically, and of course, the feud between Fubara and Lawmaker is taking different dimensions, and looks like every political stalwart is taking sides one way or the other. And Fubara, being a calm person or calm disposition that he displays, have decided to give an inkling of what he's actually feeling in the inside as he speaks up. And don't also forget that the dimension of the politics that is going on in Rivers State has affected both strong parties in Rivers State. We're going to give you full details on that, of how crisis is brewing, and it has taken a lot of tension even in FCT Abuja courts. You're going to get that full details. Before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, the Governor Similar Fubara of Rivers State recently expressed his delight after receiving a courtesy visit from Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack, the head of the civil service of the Federation. Of course, Fubara explained that he was particularly happy because some representatives of President Bola Tinubu, who comes to Rivers State for events, avoid paying a courtesy visit to him for fear of a certain individual in Abuja. Talk about cryptic message. Now, Fubara appreciated Mrs. Walson-Jack for following proper protocol and showing respect to the state by paying him a visit. He emphasized that it is standard practice across country for high-ranking officials to acknowledge the governor when visiting a state. He said that her actions reflected the professionalism expected from someone in her important position. In Fubara's words, let me quote him word for word, he said, "We have had cases where some people come into Rivers State to represent President Tinubu in events, and they don't even bother paying courtesy. The singular reason is for fear of some people or some person in particular in Abuja. So I'm really happy that you are doing what is the normal standard anywhere in the Federation. Somebody of your caliber cannot come into Rivers State without paying a courtesy call to the governor," he said. Let's find out what happened in Abuja and why there seems to be serious tension that is reflecting in Rivers State. Well, indeed, a storm is brewing in Rivers State following a contentious ruling by the Federal High Court in Abuja that reinstated 27 lawmakers who had defected from People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Now, the ruling has further deepened the differences between the caretaker committee chairman of Chief Tony Okocha led faction of the APC and also that of Chief Emeka Beke. Don't forget, Emeka Beke here has a different dimension. Tony Okocha have a different dimension, and both of them are claiming to be the Rivers State chapter chairman. Emeka Beke is the CTC. Emeka Beke is the elected chairman of APC, Rivers State chapter, while Tony Okocha is the CTC chairman, as in caretaker committee chairman, and he has refused to relinquish his hold. Let's continue with the news. Now, this crisis began when a state high court in Port Harcourt, in a case brought before it by the Action People's Party (APP), initially restraining 25 assembly members who had defected from the PDP to the APC from acting as lawmakers. However, the appeal court's recent ruling has overturned this decision, sparking outrage among certain groups. Reacting to the ruling, constitutional lawyer Barrister Tochukwu Oha criticized the decision, arguing that the lawmakers' defection warrants vacancy declarations, citing established legal precedents. Speaking yesterday in Abuja, Oha emphasized the need for the NJC to intervene. He said, and I quote him word for word, "I am bewildered at this joke of a ruling by the Federal High Court. I am in total disbelief that the court went against the law and introduced a new interpretation of the Constitution. What the court did going against the law is shameful. If it's not overturned by the appellant or Supreme Court, then this nation is in trouble. It is time that the NJC sits up and purges the judiciary of any recklessness and rascality by some of its officers bent on continuously disparaging the integrity of the judiciary." Also reacting, Emeka Beke, in a press statement, maintained that it is obvious, evident, and on record that in several fora, The said Martin Amewale and other publicly defected from the PDP to the APC and were hosted to a reception ceremony by the said Tony Okocha, who claimed to be the then caretaker chairman of APC in Rivers State. Therefore, they cannot make a U-turn at midnight and yet be celebrated by the same Tony Okocha who they are now denying. What a shame. Beke declared that all the judgment referred to by the Okocha faction of the APC have not been dealt with on the merit of defection and the declaration of their seats vacant by the then Speaker, Honorable Edison Ehi. On his part, Okocha in a statement said, "You hear that they, lawmakers, flaunted APC flag and honored my invitation to be guests to the APC organized Thanksgiving at the Polo Club. If they were wise and knowledgeable, they would have stumbled on the word gimmick." According to him, Honorable Martin Chike Amewale is the incontrovertible Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly. The other 26 House members are untouchable. Meanwhile, the Action People's Party APP has said it would appeal the judgment that dismissed its suit challenging the defection of the 27 state lawmakers. APP maintained that the state of the 27 embattled lawmakers remain vacant as declared by the then Speaker Edison Ehi. However, the legal advisor of APP, Henry Ekene, added that Justice Lifo's judgment does not in any way change the status of the lawmakers. Ekene said that the party is reviewing the judgment in preparation to file an appeal, pointing out that rather than looking at the merit of the suit, the judge threw it away on technical grounds. My colleague is in the house. It's getting interesting. First, let's just quickly rub out through this, the fact that Fubara have acknowledged the head of Federal Civil Service for at least acknowledging him as the governor, that most of them who come in to represent Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, usually avoid saying hello to him because of one person. Of course, we all know, he didn't mention names, but we all know that he's actually referring to none other person than Nyesom Wike. With the judgment, and the fact that Emeka Beke is saying that what they did in hosting the 27 lawmakers that came in, that though they were holding APC flag, but did not understand that it was actually a gimmick. What is going on here?
Well, for me, all of this is just something to, play to the gallery. Whether we like it or yes, those guys, 27 lawmakers, they are with APC. And no less, no more. But then let's talk about the visit of the civil service, federal civil, yeah. But it's something that it's so wrong. For the fact that you have an issue with somebody, and you now turn, and you being the businessman, you now turn your friend's enemy to your own enemy. It makes no sense. Yes, some of them are so childish at heart that that's what they want to, see. But absolutely, it's totally wrong. The fight is between two persons, and it's well defined. It's a political fight. So you don't have to, even if you are in a scam or you respect the both party, keep on keeping your respect for both of them. You are in Abuja, you're respecting the one in Abuja. You come down to Rivers State, you still respect this one.
That's maturity.
That's maturity, because I can tell you that no one can visualize the future. Someone might talk as though he is God, is this and that and that. In the next few hours, he fizzles out. It has happened severally. You understand? So it's important that we come to terms with this reality, and some persons start living maturely. When it's always shocking, you see even elder statesmen, people who are monarchs, who are meant to be very apolitical, you still taking side during a period like this. Instead of you to call for peace at all times, let the other person understand that no matter what, let's find a central place and meet and see how these issues can be solved. But you keep, standing for one side and, fighting the other. It makes no sense. Or whether we like it or not, power belongs to God. All of us, we have bread in our nostril. One day, it will go up. That's when we see the vanity of this world. Now, back to this other issue of Emeka Beke saying what he said. Now, on the part of Tony Okocha saying that it was a gimmick, for me, it's really shocking. Grown men, people we should value their word, respect their word. When we hear them speak like this, it shows that there is a bleak future for politics in Nigeria. Now, these guys are men who are making law, so we should call their law gimmick also. Because if they came out And Tony Okocha came out and he stood on the podium and declared that these people are defecting to our party.
I do not have a problem with Tony Okocha as a person. I don't even have a problem with him as a politician. My own is the fact that the lawmakers themselves, in the plenary, in the House, together
read all
their defection and we based it on the fact that there is a crisis in the national.
Yes.
And for that reason, based on the constitution provided, they have moved from PDP to APC. Only for the same saying that
the guy shocks me.
Fubara that is igniting this and that they never defected.
I mean, this is shocking.
You see, Tony Okocha really, because Tony Okocha is a politician.
Yeah.
We are almost used to political talks, but these are lawmakers for crying out loud.
That's
you
why
can't be making mistakes in this.
That's why I'm saying it. It didn't even stop there. As at the time when they defected in December, during the 5 million man march, they also publicly declared that we followed due process as we defected from PDP to APC. So now, what is all of this? So you can these are men you shouldn't trust with your future. These are men you shouldn't trust with any mandate. Because as at this time, even if they are playing some gimmicks, politically, or maybe the judges are coming in to save the day for them, for conscience sake, for future's sake, for posterity's sake, it requires you to be quiet. Now, it requires you to, play around words and to come up. You can say that, well, the law has taken its course and we have heard the verdict and I have nothing to say about it, and you walk away. Then for you to say, we never said it. Videos everywhere. You say you never said it.
But one more question. The fact that, the lawyer is looking at a different dimension is so surprising. Literally calling an NJC to look into this matter. But if you notice, the government of the day is screaming and shouting there's not enough money. But the president is already mandating the minister of FCT
to build houses.
That look, this our judges, they don't have convenience, they don't have homes. Let's try and see how we can build homes for them. Nigerians are screaming that the minimum wage is not enough, but it looks as if there seems to be this special favor
that are giving to them. 300,000, 300% increase have been given to them.
And labor is asking for 250,000. They say they don't have money. Everybody should sacrifice.
And you notice something very synonymous or very particular about this whole talks. It's all about judges in Abuja.
In Abuja. And all cases goes to Abuja. And whenever it goes to Abuja, forget it.
Forget it. It is gone. It is for
interpreted the way it is suited. Not probably, sometimes not even in consonance with our constitution. And these are the pertinent issues.
I'm telling you.
Questions. And no matter where you move to, the Federal High Court Abuja, before you to get to Supreme Court, you must pass through that route.
Yes. Now that's why Nigerians have come up with a new balance. You go explain tire, and that is exactly you go explain tire, no evidence, and that is where we are today. Let's see what will happen in the future.
Let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? This is getting interesting, and obviously it's going to be a nation issue if this is not addressed from Rivers.